Well, hello there. We are going to paint this tomorrow. And it's not the weather. The weather is not going to warm up. However, I talked to some folks, and this right here, that's all we need. This right here, see that? I just kind of randomly did that. Anyway, my good friend Delmer, he tells me a lot. We talked today for quite a bit. He helped calm an old boy down. You know what I mean? So he tells me as long as these body panels are around 60 degrees warm, we'll be able to paint. Now, just to show you where we're at, I just started in here like 5 minutes ago, and that body panel was 54 degrees. Okay, now it's already warmed up 1 degree. Now this is what I want to show you over on this side. We got 55 degrees. This was 53, so it is warming up almost equally over here. You're going to want to check all of your panels, and looky there, we're getting steady across the board. And the reason why that is, the whole building, thank God for insulation. Thank you, Jesus. I'm being serious. We're going to have this whole place warmed up with that heater, warm enough to spray. And I couldn't be happier. And just let you guys know, we're doing all of the painting tomorrow. And all of the primer, not primer, what did I got primer on it, the clear, doing all the clear. And the reason why, so I don't have to sand any more than I have to. Now I am going to play it by ear, and the reason why I say this, if I have runs in the black paint, I really don't want runs. So how am I going to avoid runs and all this, you're asking? Well, stop and think about it. Delmer explained this to me in great detail, and it makes perfect sense. It says on all of your destructions on paint that you have to sand it and reapply if it goes over 24 hours. Well, what's the harm in waiting an hour? Crickets. Nothing. There's nothing wrong with waiting an hour, because this garage is typically going to be colder than what it is throughout the summer, right? Of course it is, because it's not 90 degrees outside. And I welcome 90 degrees, just telling you that right now. But it's not 90 degrees right now. It is like 40 something. You know, that's not good, or I don't like cold. So, anyway, tomorrow we're going to paint this sucker. We're going to start probably around 10 o'clock. Let the building actually get a little extra in it. We're debating, and by debating, I mean it's a real small one. We're going to actually kick on the mini torpedo heater, not mini, just the torpedo heater, over here in the corner to keep things flowing. Now, we will probably more than likely shut that one down. Why? Because that one forces a lot of wind. You know what I mean? This one here, not really too much. It's way up there. This one is closer to the floor. We really don't want that. You know, it can pick up stuff from the floor and fling it. We're not trying to have all this. But we are going to play it by ear. We're going to see what we can figure out. One, to make it warm, stay warm, and to reach our temperature that we want. Ideally, to me, I want these body panels, all of these body panels around 70 degrees. That would be ideal for me. I would love that. If it happens close, it's definitely going to hit 60 degrees. I know it will. I mean, if they're warming up that quick and I just started that sucker, I have absolute faith that it's going to happen. Now, I was going to show you guys the spray pattern. Remember how I said check your spray pattern before you go? You see that? That right there is a nice even spray pattern. It's not light in the center, it's not heavy on the ends. That's a good spray pattern. I did it with my primer too, just for gigs. You know, that one wasn't as wide, you know, but then I went over it with thinner to clean out the gun. So I'm just saying, check your spray pattern before you go. Make sure you don't have nothing in that gun that's going to expel into the paint. That would be a real bad no-no. So tomorrow it is easily going to take me all day and probably half the night to get this thing painted to where I want it, because we're going black and we want perfection. We're aiming small, we're missing small. I promise you, this thing's going to be gorgeous tomorrow. We're going to tape that up. Yeah, we are. We're going to tape it up. We're going to wait for a while. How long, you say? We might wait a couple hours to remove the tape. I would say a couple hours after the black paint is down. So the black paint will be right up here. We're going to remove the paint, tape, and the paper very carefully, because we're going to have black paint all over this. You can't just actually, ooh, nope, can't do that now. Because our next stage, we're going to clear this and the black together. Together. Now, why didn't I clear the hood whenever it was silver and just silver? Because I got a boo-boo and I want to fix it. I got a little bit of, you know, mystery right there to sand out. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. I think that happened around the 3rd or 4th coat, something like that. So we're going to gingerly sand that thing out, and then we're going to really lightly sand this silver with probably either 600 wet or 800 dry. I don't really know yet. I'm almost thinking 600 wet. That's what I'm initially thinking. We might try 800 dry just to see what kind of residue we're getting on the paper, because I do not want to take any of this down any further than I absolutely have to. The only reason why I'm even scuffing that, I need something for the clear to stick to. The clear has to stick to something too. So we're going to sand it ever so gently. And, you know, we're going to be really light with it. I mean, we're going to be really careful with it. We're going to tape our line extremely good this time. We're going to press her down. We got to get that excess tape off, apparently. Dang it. But we're going to pay attention to all that kind of crap there. But you see, it just rolls off, so we're good. Now, tonight, what we're doing, in order to get in preparation for tomorrow, we're sanding out the few little spots that I had touched up. We're going to sand them all the way down to where it's still covered, and to where old Dad says, you know what, she good. We might even have to make just a scotch more, I'm not sure. Hear all that? That's where I went over it again. So we're going to hit that with some real fine paper. We're going to hit, you know, pretty much, you know, a lot of it with some real fine paper. We're going to touch up our last little few Bondo parts over there. And we're going to wipe her down and get ready for tomorrow. Now, there's a high probability, and by high probability I mean very, very high, that I am actually going to wipe it down again tomorrow morning before I spray. The reason why? Every time that heater kicks on, it could possibly kick up fresh dust. We don't want dust in our paint. We want this sucker smooth as glass, or as good as we can get it, right? So you can't cut corners whenever it comes to this stuff. I mean, it's there. The car is going to show what you did. Your bodywork's going to show what you did. So I feel very, very, very confident in what I've done. And I feel real good about it. I really, truly do. So we're going to go around the car, get all this stuff down here that we didn't get very well. We might even just pop the daggone trunk and blow it out with the air gun, you know. So I had a few of you ask me, who's the dude with the, why'd you wear a mullet and, you know, all that stuff. Okay, here's the truth. The truth is, that's going to be a character on a sideshow that I'm going to start doing eventually. There's going to be a few characters. You know, you got Daryl, which I'll go into all that stuff later. That guy's name is Bo. I actually have a video, and I got to edit it. I need to edit it, and it's a pretty funny video. Everybody I've showed it to so far, all three of you have laughed. So we're going to go ahead and just do the old-fashioned thing and send it. You know what I mean? But anyway, guys, I seriously need to get busy. That way so we can look at a beautiful IROC Z fully painted tomorrow. And then later, a fully assembled IROC Z convertible. Yes, the heartbeat of America. I'm gonna have to get out my satin jacket and everything. You know, that said the heartbeat of America over here and on the back. Keep it classy. But anyway, guys, I'm rambling. It's free, not charging for it. We gotta get busy. So wish me luck, and we'll see you here tomorrow morning. We're gonna shoot the panels with the little, if I didn't lose it, I probably already lost it. It's a little magic gun that tells the temperatures. Anyway, get you those. They're cheap. They're like 10, 15 bucks or something like that. You know, make sure you get a Chinese one or just a cheap one. That way so you don't really know the temperature. That's a joke, but I think that one really is a cheap one. Anyway, got to get busy. Tomorrow, let's hope that we're staring at a beautiful IROC Z fully painted and my second paint job ever. All right, I'm gonna let you guys know when I start and when it ends, because I have been looking forward to this for months and months and months. You guys know, you've been watching. So we're gonna do this, and next we're putting the lift in here. Oh, finally, you know what I mean? We're finally gonna get our lift in here. It's gonna happen. Yes, Lugnut, it's gonna happen, dude. I promise you, it's happening. So after this thing, you know, it goes, or wherever it goes, yeah, that noise, wherever it goes, hopefully the upholstery shop for a nice new top, because I already have it. After it does what it do, we're putting the lift in here ASAPers. I mean ASAPers. So I'm gonna stop yakking, get to cracking. All right, see you guys here tomorrow morning. All right, till then. All right, guys and gals, we have done the wipe down. We've got our wipe down again. Now, this stage here, you're going to look for a few things. One, what didn't you sand all the way? Found a couple spots, not a big deal. And two, is it bare metal anywhere? If it is, hit it with some more primer. It's not going to take that long. Don't throw your hands in the air and say, oh, I was over this tape. No, if you leave it, it will come back and with a vengeance. That's not going to be good. You're building a nest egg for rust. Do you really want that after doing this much work to it? Don't be silly. Hit it with some primer. Now, let's just say for argument's sake, you have never painted a car. Okay, now this is my second one. That's why I'm not freaking out. Do you guys see how scratched up and just, you know, nice and poopy looking this silver is right now? See all them scratches? That's with 600. And I promise you, tomorrow, whenever we throw the clear on that, it's going to shine like a brand new penny. You won't see any of those. How do I know? Because the black paint job on the Sunfire Bird looked the exact same. I thought that I ruined it. And I was like, man, are you kidding me? I spent all this time on this car because I wet sanded in between the stages because I let it set overnight. Now this one, hello bucket. This one we're not doing that with. One, we're trying to cut down on how much fuel that sucker eats up there in the corner. Because we're gonna run that heater for 2 days at pretty good heat. And we're gonna call Eric's Propane and say, hey, we need more because yeah, we work out here and live out here sometimes through the week for at least a couple hours a night. But anyway, this is the stage when you want to look again at places you reprimered. And I don't know if you guys can see this or not. You probably can't. Where is it? Right. See that spot? Okay. Yep, you can see it right there. That right there. This is a spot I reprimered. That popped through. Actually, it didn't pop through. I didn't sand it enough. This is a reprimer spot right here. Right. Okay, there you go. You see that? Nice and porous. That's going to give your paint a nice crappy paint job. And that can cause a run, and that can cause orange peel. Right there. See that? But it's really easily fixed. Really easily fixed. All you gotta do is whip out that 600. Hit it. It's easy. Don't jump off the ledge. You got 3 areas on the whole car. Why in the world would you just do it? It's not that big a deal. You know, I got little patchy primer everywhere. Why? Because I thought it was too thin there. And it was. Some of it I burned through. I am not painting this car bare metal to paint. That's idiotic. You want as much barrier as you can, or as my friend Delmer likes to say, material in between outside and bare metal. So you want it done right. Don't leave bare spots. That's going to come back to bite you. It may be later, but it'll eventually come back. Unless you stay in a climate controlled, perfect environment away from all the elements, that's when it's going to come bite you in the old behind. Most of us are not that, fortunate to have constant heated garages and constant not taking your cars out unless it's perfect. My cars get driven, period. I am not building this for the next person. I'm building this for me. Actually, I think this one's Lily's car. I think this is Lily's car. If Dad kicks the bucket, she's claimed this one. Lila's getting the 69. Yeah, right? And Ken's has claimed the Bandito. So hopefully they don't knock me off and try to take my cars early. Like, yeah. But anyway, don't tell them. They already know. But anyway, so I wanted to show you that before I wrap up tonight. And that way tomorrow we have a smooth quarter panel rather than this. You might, yep, hear that? Versus hear that? I hope you heard it. If not, I hope you saw it. It looks like an orange peel paint job. And that's just where this material is higher in places than it is in others. So get your butt back to sanding. You ain't done yet. And then wipe down those areas. And once you're 100%, look over it again. Look over it again with good lighting. Look real high, low, in between. Take your flashlight down the car if you have to. But make sure whenever you throw that paint down, you are more than confident you didn't cut corners. Because if you did, it's going to show and you're going to say, dang it, I knew it. Don't be that guy or gal. Don't be that person, okay? So if you're going to sand in between, just remember it's going to look like total poopy if it's silver. Actually, it's going to look like total poopy if it's black. It's going to look like total crap anyway if you sand in between the base coat and the clear coat. It's going to happen. Don't worry about it. they all look like crap. Trust me, I've actually done it. And it absolutely comes out, and the first time you hit it with clear, you just get this sigh of relief, like, oh, thank God. And you might even say it out loud, because I think I did. So anyway, I got a lot of work to do here before we get done tonight. So I got to get done with this, wipe it all down with the prep. We're leaving the heat on all night. That way, so these body panels do not get cold. It's supposed to get like 30 tonight, and we're fixing to start at like 10 o'clock in the morning. So we're probably going to go ahead and tape it up, the old silver stripe there, so we do not get any paint on it. So I don't feel like I'm rushing. I don't want to rush this. We're going at a pretty good speed. I feel comfy with it. The car, it feels comfy with it. So we're gonna keep on keeping on. And we'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning, all right? But I had to show that way so you guys know it happens. If you go through and retouch up your car, and even if you don't, just go through it one more again, give it a good look. It's worth it, all right? We'll see you guys in the morning. Whew, it's game day. It's approximately almost 11 o'clock. Now, just to put this in perspective for you, I started taping this part right here an hour ago, I think, and I just got it done. Now, the game plan for today, we're painting, we're clearing today, all of it. And we're sending it. It's going full send mode. We have taped it all up as good as we can do it. We used multiple pieces of tape to go around through here. We've pushed it down, so we're not worried too much. I mean, we're trying to prevent any bleed through. Now, I owe it to myself to tell you this. I was leaned against the car while I was doing this. I re-wiped everything down. That's important to know, because we are here. It's the playoffs right now, and or it's the football thing, you know, touchdown, you know. Anyway, we're here. We're at the end zone. We can't fumble the ball at the end zone. That, you know, we're going for the championship. There we go. So we wiped all of it down, even the nose. I'm not even sure that I touched any of the nose. Doesn't matter. I have my gloves on. Use the surface cleaner once again. On this particular stage, you use surface cleaner. You do not use the Windex. At least I don't, just because I like that little bit of peace of mind. Now we're going to put our sanding chalk back in here to prop this up so we can get that lip a little better. As you guys know, the Duraglass, or whatever company this hood is made, is not made the best. Not happy about that, but kind of is what it is. So we're going to prop that up, one, so we can get that whole lip, and so we can get the lip here and right under there. You're going to run your paper underneath, tape it underneath. But for right now, I'll tell you exactly what we're going to do. We're going to recheck our tape one more again, just to make sure we got it right on that line. I have just like I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's like right there's just a smidgen of silver sticking. I'm gonna have that black overlap. I mean, not even a 64th. Let's just say that. A 64th of an inch. It's not overlapping that much, but that'll make me a nice, straight, crisp line. And I'm not gonna have to worry about seeing gray pop through it, because that would be just like, whew, you know what I mean? And I have an idea. If this don't go as planned, I have an idea for this. I'm thinking we can use a pinstripe all the way around. You know what I mean? If I don't get what I like. If I don't get what I like, yeah, we're gonna pinstripe the, what happened? This thing just had some sort of little triangle looking thing happen. Are you still recording? Maybe? Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, what Where was I? Man, something shiny just really got me. Anyway, we're going to check all of this tape really close on this lip. We want that stuff down tight, tight, tight. Any place where there's a tear in the paper, right there. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Now granted, it shouldn't get under there. I'm not playing around with shouldn't. No, heck no. We are here. This is game time. The body panels, I want to show you that. They are absolutely, positively up to par. We left the heater running all night. We're almost 70 degrees. These ones over here, I think are at 66, 60 somewhere. 64. So, we're above on all those. We're sending it. Thank you, Delmer at Herd Main's Garage. Check him out. He's a great guy. I'm actually going to go to the house, unwind for a second, because right now I'm too tense and I don't want to booger it up. I know it sounds crazy, don't it? But for real, I'm going to breathe just a minute. I'm going to let all of the thinner out of my gun, and whenever I come back down, I'm going to spray. And I am probably going to go at least bare minimum of 20 minutes to 25 to 30 minutes in between coats. The reason why, I have a medium reducer, and I saw somebody say, okay, medium, not really what you need. Absolutely right. I really need a fast reducer. Fast is going to make it cure quicker, okay? Now, that being said, I only have medium reducer. As I told you guys, I am actually learning this stuff as I go, and that's the truth. I'm being self-taught. I'm asking friends. I'm watching videos. I'm doing my due diligence. So I feel good about it. I really do. We're going to have success here today. We're going to have some pretty black paint on this. This car is finally going to look the way it should. I'm anxious, giddy, excited, pretty much everything right now. Now, I will say this. I have a method to the madness when it comes to painting. Top to bottom. Why is that? Inside, if I was painting the hood, inside to outside. I think you're picking it up. Did you pick it up? Yep, it's absolutely the truth. If this car was a hard top or a T-top, I'd be starting way up here. Because if my body goes against the car, if it goes against the car, if I have anything on me, look at this, just dust already, just from being in here. If I sit down, something poofs up, I get on the car, I might have grease on me. I'm in a mechanic shop, so to speak. I could blooper up what I've done on this door with a nice big old glob of grease. Hence the gloves, hence the surface cleaner. You don't play around with this stuff. It's way too expensive, guys. You know, I use a medium reducer. I was getting ready to put up the surface cleaner, but I didn't go into why I'm using a medium. That's generally what all of them just give you. It's a good beginner's type reducer, or I think that's what they call it. Anyway, it's a good one to start with. Summertime is a lot better to shoot in because, one, we have forced air. Forced air, forced heat is going to blow around something. Now, it's so high up, I'm not worried about it as much. I really am not. So that gives me a little bit of, and the fact that it's far enough away that I don't really foresee anything too crazy happening. I can only see success, I'm telling you. And that's the truth. So the first coat, we're going to go light. We're going to attack it. We're coming back at least 20 minutes later. On all of your sheets or cans that you buy, you will see this. This will give you your mixing instructions, and it'll give you your times to dry. 15 to 20 minutes before, that's what it flashes at. It'll even tell your PSI what to spray at, right? It says 6 to 8 PSI for the non-gravity whatever, and it says 35 to 40 OI for siphon. Well, I'm gonna tell you this. I always set mine around 50 at the hose. Why? Or clear back here. Most of them tell you, like, I think around 30-ish. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but this is the way I'm doing it. It's the way I did the last one, and it come out wonderful. There is going to be more in the air, okay? But in my opinion, I think there's less chance of runs. Yep, I said it. But that runs from there, clear over here, and clear over to this adjustable hose reel. I am 185% sure we have lost some definite PSs of I by the time she reaches the end of this hose. Now, is it 30? No, don't be crazy. Is it 32? No. I just like a little more pressure. That's just me. That's just what I do. If it doesn't work for you guys, set yours lower. I personally, that's just what I like. I use the gravity gun. It's not a siphon. A siphon will have the this underneath the sprayer, and it sucks it up through. I have one of those. It's an old primer gun that I have. I'm not using that. Why? Well, because I have really good DeVellis type guns. You can get them on the Amazonian site, by the way. So you can have a paint gun and a clear gun if you want. It's up to you, you know. I, for the most part, am probably going to utilize that gun and that gun alone. One, I know for a fact, this is just me, okay? This is just me. I know this gun is clear. I know there's not going to be any kind of bloopers, bleepers about it. Now, if I do have a blooper or bleeper, I'm going to have enough time in between the base coat and the clear coat stage that I can fix either that gun or the other gun if need be. I'm not going to have to. That's why you buy quality guns, okay? Now, I know you can spray with a $15 gun. I'm not saying you can't. I have a great little Harbinese Freight one over there that I was for sure going to be junked. It's a great little gun. It does what it's supposed to do. I could spray that car with this. I just feel more comfortable using this gun because I've already used it to actually paint. You know what I mean? It's a comfort thing. You do what works for you. If all you have is one of them Harbinese Freight guns, use it. Clean the primer out. If you only have one gun, who cares? Use it. It's going to work, I promise you. Just adjust it, and shoot it. Give yourself a nice test pattern. I'm going to, and go with it. Do that with everything you use. I am going to clear this gun in between stages, test it on the paint and the clear. I want to see how it's coming out, okay? They say clear is hard to paint. I personally don't think so because I've already done clear, and if you run clear, guess what? You sand it out. It's perfect. If you run paint, oh, to me, that's a bigger, oh my God. You know, what do? And the reason why it is because that's in the paint. There's a higher chance of burning through on that. You know, if you hit it, if you do it on the clear, to me, that's nothing. You can hit paint. Who cares? You got paint to protect you. That is what we call material, right? Who cares? Big deal, I gotta run in the clear. Okay, well, I'll sand it out. You know what's gonna happen? It's coming out. If I burn through, I have to clear that spot right there. Just saying. Now, what I want to get to at these data sheets here, these here are just a reference. What do I mean by reference? Let's just say, for argument's sake, it does say 15 to 20 minutes of flash. True? We can all agree. We've both seen it. What's wrong if I take 30 to 40 minutes in between flash? Let's just say we're in a garage. Let's just say the car has valleys. It does this, it does that, it has dips, it has gutters. It has all that. Does that change it? Interesting. I'll bet they don't tell you for areas such as this, it may take longer to cure because paint will puddle there. Yes, I said it. Paint will puddle more here. That's why you go lighter coats, so you can try to prevent that. Now, I'm gonna lightly do it, and let's just say for argument's sake, it's not good to go for the next coat whenever I come back down in 20-25 minutes. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna walk my happy butt right out that door. Yeah, I know there's trash there. And I'm gonna wait longer. 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, who cares? Let the solvents come out, let it breathe. We're using medium reducer that's supposed to be used in, you know, somewhat medium weather type. Like if this was an unsimulated environment. Unsimulated meaning not forced air, you know. Nice and calm outside. It is windy as crap here today. You know, but it's calm inside. We're good. We're good. All right. So I'm gonna go up there. I'm gonna calm down for a little bit. And I'm trying to wait till noon because I don't want to have a barley pop until at least noon. You know, the struggle is real. And this one's gonna be a doozy, but we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it together. All right. So we'll be right back down. And I'll show you how the black turns out. We'll do an in-between coats, okay? Sound good? All right, here we go. It's game time, officially. Now, the thing I was gonna do, tell you, whatever, before we do all this, looky there. We wetted the floor down. Now, why? Just as I told you, if you was paying attention, I hope you were, I did this so dust doesn't pick up from the floor. It happens, trust me, it does. You don't want to scoop up dust as you're down here. It'll happen. You have air pressure coming out of there. That's why we blew all this stuff off, right? You know, we didn't want air pressure finding some dust up in this stuff and then kicking it out. That puts all your wiping down out the window. That's not a good place to be. So, you know, in order to prevent that, wet your floor. It don't have to be soaked. I would recommend doing it with some Harbor Freight buckets. One, if you do it with a water hose, more likely you're getting your car wet. A bucket, you can put it right down at the floor, like, you know, way down here to where it ain't splashing up. The choice is yours. You can do what you want. I don't care. I'm just giving you tips. Another thing, make sure your hose is straight. If it's not, it can curl up, smack your body where you just throw down that nice clean paint. And another thing, my buddy Delmer told me, have this hose over your shoulder. That way, so if you get something in your paint, you may possibly be able to get it out with your gadgets. Possibly. Not 100%, I mean, you know, at least 3/4, we're gonna say. Other than that, guys, we're gonna paint. We're tired of waiting. It's officially almost noon 30, so this paint job is not going to be rushed. We're going bare minimum 20 to 25 minutes in between coats, longer if we feel necessary. That's just the way we're rolling. First, it's going to be a nice, good tack coat. Then we're bailing. We're getting the heck out of here because we know we're impatient. Don't be next to this paint job if you're worried about, if you're going to constantly look around it. You know why? You're going to kick up dust with your dirty old boots on. Don't do that. Get the heck out of here. Go watch something on TV. Look on Facebook or whatever. Get on YouTube. Watch a video of Right Turn Garage TV. Just saying, you know, there's things to do. Most importantly, don't forget your mask. You do not want to breathe this crap in. This is not good for your lungs. This isn't a good lung exercise. I'm just saying. So, with that being said, guys and gals, I'm getting started. I'm gonna stop yakking, get to cracking, all right? I will show you how the paint comes out before we go to clear. All right, guys and gals, real quick before I throw on the second coat, this is how your first coat should look. You see how it's got little, well, I don't know if you can tell or not, but it's a light coat. We got light places. Can you see that where you can see through and see the primer? This is what we call a tack coat, boys and girls. This is what you want. And what that is, it's a tack coat. It's gonna dry quick. Now this coat here, we're gonna throw a little more at her, and we're gonna let it stick a little more gooder, okay? So we are allowing, I think this was 32 minutes in between dry times. Again, this is a medium cure. It looks to me like it's ready for a second coat. I don't see any wet spots sticking out at me, just screaming don't, not yet. So we're gonna roll with it, okay? Now, I am not gonna shoot any more in between now until when we do the clear, after the clear. I'll show you right before the clear, and then I'm gonna show you right after. Does that sound good? Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So I already have 1 cup ready. Now I did not add the activator, reducer, whatever you want to call it, to it yet, because I think I still have half a cup or whatever in the spray thing there. It'll be fine sitting in there until you hit, it's fine, I promise you. So anyway, we're gonna throw this coat down, we're gonna put our mask back on. Not COVID mask, you know, spray mask. The other one I don't believe in. Anyway, so we're gonna throw that down. We're gonna get our second coat on. This should cover everything. You shouldn't have any light spots after this particular coat. If you do, you can get it possibly next coat, but you're gonna cover it. This is a barrier between your car and the elements, along with the primers and everything else that you've done. Remember, you want nice, even coats, as much as you can get even coats. All right? So we're gonna throw her down. I'll show you what the last coat looks like compared to this, and then we're gonna clear. All right? All right, guys, this is the final stage. We're going for clear coat, and we're throwing as much as we feel is good on. We do have 4 coats of black on here, and it laid down like better than the best dog that you've ever seen. And we have our line that's perfect, no bleed through. If you're wondering if Amazon tape is good, that yellow crap, it's called, I don't know because it's underneath the hood, whatever it's called, it came in like a roll of 20 or something. Hold on, let me see if I can find it real quick. Just so you know, I love you guys, because you know, it's a little foggy in here. And okay, it looks like it's called CHASB. It's that word. Can y'all see it? What? There it is. Whatever that is, apparently it's pretty good. So we're masking up here in a second. We've re-wetted this floor a few times. We might, I think we're gonna go ahead and re-wet it one more again. We don't want to pick up any dust. Absolutely not. We are in the closing. We're there, dude. We are there. This paint turned out amazing. Napa and Waverly, thank you guys. I appreciate it. In fact, the guy that works there picked out this particular black. It's a very deep black, and we're gonna see here in a few how deep it is, because it looks kind of satin black right now, and it should look satin black without the clear. Whenever we hit it with the clear, oh, guys, I'll take a real quick video afterwards, maybe tomorrow, of it, because I really don't want to breathe this crap in and talk anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and get the spraying, and then I'll show you guys the aftermath of it. Okay, it's going to be worth it, I promise you. We're not taking off the tape for another at least day. We're leaving the heat cranked on for at least 1 full day, at least, maybe 2. And that's just for my own sanity. That's because I want this stuff to do what it do. I don't have the sun to put it out in, nice and cold out. I want to bake the paint in it. So that's what we're going to do. Now, I kept my pressure at the exact same thing I did whenever I was painting. I'm not changing it for clear coat. If I'm wrong, somebody please tell me. FYI, if you put a stripe on the hood, you're going to thank yourself if you wedge something underneath there, so you can get your gadgets under there to lift it to remove that tape and that paper. And then you're going to want to be real careful removing it. Now I think I've got, yeah, there's officially about an hour in between this last coat and this clear. It's right on the dot at an hour, because I didn't want to even smudge the paint. I was scared to death about smudging paint and taking that paint off, or the tape off. So I think we're golden, Pony Boy. We're going full sand mode. All right, I'll show you guys what it looks like here in a little bit. All right, y'all, I ain't gonna lie, this car turned out, just look, it is so beautiful, shiny, and you can see yourself. Look at that. I'm not kidding you. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. This by far is the best paint I've ever laid down. And that's not saying much, because this is my second one. So I feel really, really gooder about it. I mean, wow. This really, really just shines like a brand new penny. Now, the redneck part of me wants me to just rip into it. Okay, we do have a run right there. See it, sort of? But you know what? That's in the clear. I'm happy. That is beautiful. I'm not saying it because it's mine. I'm saying because, my gosh, this thing shines like a brand new penny. It is beautiful. We did have a flaw. Stinking bugs. Now there is some dust in it. It happens. It may sand out. However, as we're spraying the very last coat of clear, a ladybug lands right there. You can barely see it, but a ladybug lands in the clear. How does that happen on the last coat? Look at these. That is a mirror, boys. I'm telling you right now, this is absolute. I am so glad that I took the time and really done this body work. If I wouldn't have, it definitely would have showed. Now, I am not a perfect painter, but wow, this turned out, I mean, just, she's got some gloss to her. We haven't even cut, buff, nothing. I mean, this is the day after. As you can tell, I mean, it doesn't look like Cheech and Chong's having a party in here tonight or today. You know, that's why I'm dressed in this stuff. This is the next morning. I'm sorry, guys, but you know, it is what it is. Our lines turned out great on the hood. I mean, it just, I am thoroughly happy with this. This turned out so beautiful. I cannot wait to, well, okay, I can't wait to rock this sucker with a mullet wig. I said it. Yeah. So I'm going to do a separate video of the unveiling, and the unveiling will be with this sucker on the ground, all the stuff put back on it. So it's going to be later in the week. And yeah, we're stoked. We're super happy about this. Wow. Delmer, go, I'm telling you, watch Herd Main's Garage. Hurdmaines, I think is how he spells it, garage. Thanks to you, buddy, I had enough confidence to shoot this car. I'm not joking. With the advice you gave me, I wasn't going to shoot this car. I was going to let it set until weather broke. But I do have a heated garage. It is insulated, and I can maintain heat. So you don't have to have a professional shop, guys. You can have a dirty old dusty garage. There are consequences. Dust will get in your paint. I'm just warning you. You're not going to get perfect. It's not an ideal environment. This is all open. It is what it is. Use what you got. Box it in if you have to somehow. I mean, if you really are that particular. I'm honestly not. I just want things to look really good, and it doesn't have to be show quality. I've got better things to do than, you know, all of that. And I'm not gonna lie, this car is, This car's beautiful. I honestly can't believe that I painted this. I'll tell you my methods for spraying. You do you. This is what I did. And in fact, my air pressure was the exact same throughout the whole process. It did make the clear smoke up this place like, you know, crazy. And it was just, yeah, it was, I bet you everything in here got a nice clear coat, preserving coat of don't rust. So that's good, especially for the old Camaro. But anyway, I digress. I couldn't be more happy with this. This looks like somebody that knew what the heck they were doing did it. I'm gonna have to hit the like button. I ain't even gonna lie. But whenever I was holding my gun, I was about right here-ish, about 6 inches away. And if you don't know when to like move away from it, whenever I was clear down here, look, you guys can see me on there. I was clear down here, doing all that. You have to get into the paint, so to speak. Here, I was doing it in sections, so I wouldn't, and overlapping. You have to overlap by about half. I'd take a stripe here, come back up, overlap it. Overlap half your distance. So, let's just go to the box, shall we? So, let's just say for argument's sake, you're spraying this pattern. Overlap at least that much. Or, until you start seeing a shiny reflection back at you. That's what I learned on this paint job. I was right here, and I would go down like this with my gun. It'd be foggy, clear. Foggy, clear. You might have to do it a couple times. That way, so you don't get so much orange peel. This is amazing, guys. I have never, ever, wow. I'm not a painter, guys. This is my second one. And I'm telling you, this should instill any kind of confidence in you guys. Because I'm not gonna lie, this thing turned out, for me, beyond amazing. Not a lie. I am super stoked about it. I'm happy as, oh my goodness. This just, I mean, and it's gonna up your value whenever you do stuff like this tremendously. Like, I'm not building this car to sell it by no means. However, if I would, the price just more than doubled. Easily more than doubled. And I wish I knew the feller's name at Napa that picked out this black. I'll get his name because I have to go up there and get some blue paint for the wife's hood. He picked out this black, and it's a Nissan black. It's a truly like triple dark black. And it has a shine. My gosh, it's got a shine. I'm sorry to brag, but I'm not even trying to brag. I'm just, honestly, I'm astounded. I'm in complete shock right now. I took pictures last night, and I'm telling you, the pictures did not do this car justice at all. This looks amazing. This looks like I knew what I was doing. That's not a joke. Look at this. I mean, you can see yourself. Hello. I am just so happy with this. Wow. Wow. So, you can see yourself in the top side of the mirror. This was Crossfire paint. I want to say that. Napa sells a Crossfire paint. This particular code was, I'll give you the exact, God bless it. Right there. It is called, I don't know. It's Crossfire Ultra Black C6 49791. Oh crap, I can't make that out. But here's the stuff that I can get you, okay? I'm sorry, guys. Maybe I can dig on the receipt. If you guys are interested, shoot me a message. I'll get you the exact paint. And the clear was, I believe, Crossfire. Crossfire clear. And now, we did put a lot of clear on this. We put 2 thick coats. This is the clear. And let me tell you, It is ultimate. I can't express to you how pissed I'm going to be whenever I get a door ding or a scratch. Because it's going to happen eventually. Let's just be real about it. But this took me to a whole nother level with this car that, wow. I am seriously just surprised, guys. I hope these videos have helped you guys. And this has actually made me feel a lot more confident about painting. One, I'm going to lean toward the more expensive paint. This was a more expensive paint, but I mean, it's quality. I'd rather have quality over quantity any day. And I'm going to have to give a shout out to my DeBellis gun. This is a gun, I told you guys they sell it on Amazon. Amazonian, sorry. This is the starting line set. And this sucker's an all-star. We did not prime with this gun. We primed with our Harbinese Freight one, which that gun did absolutely great. But we shot the clear and the base with that, and it laid it down. Proof is in the pudding. I'm telling you, this is just, I can't get over it. I really can't. Just, it's so shiny. So I'm gonna take a photo session, send it to some folks, some of my peeps, you know, blast it on the old faceplace, and just be amazed for the rest of the day. But we're going to a parts swap meet in the big old chili town. So I got to get up there, get stuff ready, and hopefully buy some more parts for our future project over there. The old gold chariot, the 69. Yes, we're getting to it. I promise you, it's going to happen super, super soon. We do have to finish some things on this. We have an exhaust, we have a muffler special just for this car. And whenever you see the muffler, you may chuckle. I chuckled. And you may not even known they made it. That's all I gotta say. I didn't know I made it until I accidentally found it. It's actually been around for a while. But anyway, we got the exhaust system to do, steering column to fix, and get that daggone top on. And Pappy, I'm gonna need that back seat, son. So thank you guys for watching. As you can see, it just got a heck of a lot better. If you guys don't mind, hit the old like and subscribe. Tell somebody there's a crazy guy bragging about his paint job, or maybe might be able to give you a good tip. I hope this was good tips. I stole the tips from my buddy Delmer. Actually, he just willingly gave them to me. He's a very good guy. If you message him about any kind of stuff like this, he will tell you. He's a good guy. And right there, if you don't put in the work, guys, it's not going to get done. That old car sitting out in the field, that was this car that I traded for like 2 years ago. I'm going to make a little video on how it started out and all the little, I'm going to do a cheater video, okay? I'm going to show pictures, what it looked like, this, that, and the other. It is what it is, okay? But just a motivation for you guys that might need a little, man, that thing looks good. I bet you it was pretty mint condition when he got it. Absolutely not. So if you haven't watched it, watch and see all we've done to this. We really busted our butt, and it paid off. So without further ado, guys, the mullet machine. And it just got a heck of a lot better. Y'all have a great weekend.